Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry, I'm just getting things around. Got home a little late tonight, so just give me a moment here. Thank you. Oh, that works good. All right, so this is what I picked up tonight. This is the Anti-Bowie. This knife is available at deltaalpha.com. And then we have the original Danger Dashi. This is the original size. This is about 10 1/8 long. And these are my personal favorites of the longer version, because these are 3/16 thick. And these knives here is what really turned me on to throwing lighter stuff. Because at the time, about 5 years ago, everybody was switching to the much fatter stuff. Like this guy right here. This is 3/8 thick, which I believe is 10 millimeters. Because I don't know. I'm American. Don't chastise me if I get that too wrong. But yeah, so everybody was going from really big, beefy stuff that's a little easier to throw in the beginning, because it's just easier to get used to the weight. And then after, you know, many throws and a couple of years, you kind of figure out that if you like to throw fast and hard, it's much more difficult to throw a big fatty like that. So I really prefer these skinnier knives. And the more professionals that I talk to over the years, they kind of seem to agree with me. Ooh, I haven't done these in a while. Should be interesting because I've also changed my grip a lot, which I'm not sure if it's going to work with these bigger knives just yet. But yeah, we shall see. And the other cool thing about these knives that I really like is these are made out of old saw blade material. So you see all that, the pitting from rusting. It's like antique saw blade. So what I like about that is just the little bit of texture you get. It's not rough, but it's just enough, a little bit, like it's a nice little purchase with your fingers. And then the other thing that I really like about these is these were, they weren't water jet, they were plasma cut. And a lot of people prefer water jet or, well, I guess a nice plasma cut, but these were done, you know, kind of rough. And it's nice. It's not smooth. It's got a little bit of a texture there. And I really like that. Knives that are too smooth, for instance, Patrick Brewster gave me some Flying Steel knives back in the day, and they're excellent knives. He made some of the best knives, the most durable knives ever. But what I did not like about Patrick's knives is they were just too slick for me. I like to have a little bit of something there, you know. So, I'm going to take you guys up there. So those feel good, but they're bad throws. I'll show you why. You can tell a lot how you're throwing by the angle of your sticks. All three of those are tweaked to my left, because I'm right-handed. It generally go like that. So what that is two things. I'm not following through like I should be, and also my finger is not lined up with my forearm very good. So those are my first throws of the day, so bear with me. So we're going to get into it. These feel good though. I was thinking about these knives at work today, because I haven't touched them too much lately, and I miss them. Okay. That was a perfect adjustment right there. Those felt beautiful. Just beautiful. And the last one is damn near perfect. So, ooh, yeah. Feeling good. Gonna have a good session tonight. What's up? What's everybody doing, man? Kunai. I do throw kunai. I have my own kunai design. Alicia, can you go over there and find me one of the apexes? You know what it looks like? It's got the ring on the end. It's a dagger. Feel free to ask questions in the comments. That's how I know I can help you with your knife throwing. My girlfriend is watching and listening, so she writes down all your questions and comments for me. That's a real one. No, it's close. Mine's got it's round. It's just like that, but it has no flares on the end. That one is actually a flying steel kunai. Oh, all right. Yeah, they were kind of on the bottom. Okay, so Jamie, bring me that black one you just had, the big one. The big black one you had in your hand. That you were showing off like this. Okay, a traditional kunai that we all know is actually a terrible knife throwing design. But this is a kunai that everybody thinks it is a throwing knife. And anything can be thrown with the tip, obviously. But this is actually the knife from the Expendables that Jason Statham threw. And I got these when I first started throwing. And they're cool. It's cool memorabilia, but they're not good for throwing. This one obviously snapped off. These are quite large knives when you get them. They're razor sharp. They come with paracord wrap on the handle, which we all know is terrible. Any paracord wrap, take it off immediately unless you want to maybe tighten it up and put epoxy on it. That's the only way the paracord is going to work. But see the difference here? Then this is my design, like a modern kunai. And actually the hole is there basically for, to make it a kunai, and also it takes out quite a bit of weight. Because if I did not take that out, it would be handle heavy. And this knife is damn near center balance. So makes it perform a lot differently. Like, I'll try to throw this with a regular grip. The ring is just such a hindrance. I'm actually pretty pleased with myself. Those are underspinning, which usually this ring grabs my finger somehow and it wants to over rotate. So, yeah. But kunai, they're okay for throwing from the blade. Obviously, here's a rotation throw. And then obviously anything is good for underhand half spin. So, if you're thinking about getting the Expendables knives, they're good for setting on the shelf. I'm probably going to get a set and do just that because, yeah, like one of them I have is completely snapped. The other one snapped and got thrown away. So this is like the last one. It doesn't even look the same because I had to grind down so much. Did you put Pandora in the house? Yeah. I didn't know if he was going to have Millie or not. To what? Rotation. Yeah. Do you have some questions about rotational throwing? Because I can do roto. I love roto, but it seems that more people are always interested in the instinctive stuff, especially in no spin, and it just looks cooler, I guess. The danger zone. Yes, sir. Yep. Spray bottle. I just got done spraying them. That's why they're dark. It helps. Two things: better sticks, and your target life. It's going to last significantly longer. Since you asked, I will do some rotation here. I actually grabbed these specifically for that. Michael, can you grab my vape? It's hanging from the charge cord over there. I wish I knew the names of these. These are made by Matto Forgeworks, given to me by Brandon. Well, given to my girlfriend. They're not mine though. But These are excellent rotation knives. It has like a patina on there. And the cool thing about these, which I haven't done yet, but these holes are apparently the exact same size as a 22 shell. And if you put it in there and you throw it, supposedly it whistles. So you guys remind me, I'll try to do that one of these times. We haven't shot a 22 out here yet. Okay. You guys are at 5 meters. I'm gonna do, well, I just moved my carpet. I don't even know if these are right. Quick check. Yeah, they're dead. They're dead on. It looks like it. So I'll do half spin first from the blade. Oh, maybe a little bit more. A little bit. I'm really enjoying these knives. I actually practiced with them last year a little bit. I thought I was going to compete with them. All right, moving on to 3 meters. 1 rotation. These knives are actually well thought out as far as the design goes, because the Griffins have a kind of a teardropped handle shape that kind of matches the blade. If you look at this, it's kind of thinned out there, so it's similar. It's not the exact same, but it's similar. So it's just nice to have a knife that's like that, like a big, wide Bowie knife is not even going to be close holding it from the blade, the clip point, or the handle. So, all right, we'll do some 1.5s here. The other cool thing about that is those holes that I showed you on the blade. Man, it's really nice for indexing. You can really find your exact grip every time. Let's throw this. Let's throw that. Unfortunately, the guy that made these, he hasn't made any knives in a few years. That's a damn shame, because Maddo Forge Works was one of the guys that, you know, I don't know what happened to him. I miss him. I have no idea. I know he's a busy guy, and the knife making was kind of a side deal. I haven't seen him even post a video or comment on anything in probably 2 years. Yeah, all right, we're gonna go to 5 meter, 2 rotations. I don't have any tape down. I just cleaned out my whole garage. My tape's gone, so I'm gonna guess. I mean, I can hit the target. My building's 50 feet. I can hit the target from there pretty easily, but like consistently, I would say 7 meters is the furthest distance for competition. I'm excellent back to 7 meters. So I would say 10 meters and forward, I'm pretty accurate. Okay, we're gonna go to 2.5 rotations from the blade, and my thumb just fits right in there. It's so nice. Again, I'm guessing a little bit. Bullseye. Bullseye. Oh. Should have leaned in a little bit. Those last 2 started to over-rotate a little bit, so that was my mistake for sure. I knew what I needed to do. I was just gonna go for it. All right, now 7 meters, the furthest throw in competition for the pros. Handle throw. Again, I'm guessing a little bit. Oh. Back there. Try that again. I'm pretty sure I can do better than that. Ah! But these knives are actually really good for instinctive throwing too, especially underhand paddle. Too much snap. Close, it's a quick movement, no follow through. The further you go back, it just gets more exaggerated. Watch close, I'm all the way back here at 7 meters now. I'm gonna like a bowling motion. It becomes a lot easier once you realize not to extend your hand up close, and if I'm really close, I gotta pull, I gotta snap. Actually, I'll give you guys closer. That might help somebody watching that. I know a lot of the content that I'm putting out for you guys, I wish I would have had it when I was starting out, that's for sure. A lot of the knife throwing stuff was kept as a secret or whatever. It's kind of dumb. But, okay, so I'm so close that if I throw like that, the knife doesn't have time to come around. So if I stop my hand and snap from out here, it has a little bit of time to get around. And I'm pretty close. See my hand. I'm actually throwing from here. I don't want my hand, because it's a big long knife, so it's hard to get that to turn in that short amount of time. Oh. Michael, can you grab me a beer, please? I mean a soft drink. We got some questions? All right. Thanks, you. Oh, thank you for watching and commenting on my videos, Dawn. That's awesome. Great question. I'd be happy to show you. I'm just going to turn everything a little bit. And let me move this. So I'm actually excited to show you guys this. I don't have the lights on right now, but I got three ranges over here. We're having a small throw this weekend. Small in quotations. There's like 30 or 40 people coming. Okay, so here's how we do it. These lines on the floor, Those first 4 lines are for the amateurs. It goes 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters, and 5 meters. Half rotation, 1 rotation, 1.5, and then 2 rotations. Pros go from 3 meters to 7 meters, which it goes from 1 spin to 3 rotations. But bring you up close here, show you. Remember, this is mirrored, so we throw left to right. 1, 2, 3. 3 knives at each distance. And this is how the scoring goes. I'm gonna repaint these. It still looks pretty good though. Bullseye, 4 inches, 5 points. The next ring, 4 points. Next ring, 3 points. Next ring, 2 points. Next ring, 1 point. Anything outside of that line there, no good. 0 points. And obviously a drop is 0 points. A perfect score is out of 300. No one has ever done it. Someone's come kind of close, but knife throwing a perfect score has got to be one of the hardest things to do in all sports. And I do believe that knife throwing is one of the most difficult accuracy sports as well. And I'll die on that hill. It's extremely difficult to be accurate over and over and over like that, especially in a competition. If anyone is ever going to do a perfect score, my bet is it's going to be at home. If someone does that in front of people during a competition, you are just next level. That's absurd. One of my good friends, Taylor Hull, at Broken Feather Palooza, which only goes back to 2 rotations, 5 meters, so keep that in mind. He threw a 286. It was either 284 or 286. I get that mixed up in my head because I know it was like 14 or 16 points from perfect, and it was incredible to see. It's actually on YouTube, OKT Films. Justin Cooper recorded it. But since we're here, we might as well throw a few from this lane too. It's awesome having. I got 2 lanes over here, then 3 behind me for competition. It's so fun. Great question you have there. Does it have to be a throwing knife? No. Anything with a point can be thrown. Literally anything. If you don't have any money, go out, take your dad's screwdrivers and go throw them. The screwdrivers are excellent to throw. They're just really handle heavy, so it changes the rotation. Rotational knives, you want the balance to be somewhere in the middle. For no spin, generally people like handle heavy stuff. Very, very few people like tip heavy stuff. I do not like tip heavy at all. But one of the biggest myths in all of knife throwing is knives have to be balanced, or this knife is balanced for throwing. That's not a thing. But all right, let's go. Oh, what am I doing? I'll just go through a quick set amateur real quick. For myself too. So the knife needs to be touching paint to get the score. If it's touching the 5 and the 4, you get the 5. You always get the higher number, but I got a 4, a 5, and a 5. We've got 3 bullseyes. Back to 1.5 rotations. Oh, that's terrible. 4, 5, and a 3. rotations. Not bad mess up, but we got a 4. Oh, almost a bullseye. We got a 4 and a 5. So, oh, sorry. Anyway, that's not too bad. I don't want to bore you guys with doing that. It's pretty boring to watch. We'll get back over here to cool stuff. Did they? How's that? How do you know? Really? Oh. Yeah, no, we don't break rules over here, YouTube. Good question. Good question about the rotations in the distance. Yes and no. There's both. In Europe, they go by just the distance. In the United States, the way I was taught, we do rotations. So, for instance, when I first started throwing, one rotation is 10 feet or 3 meters, right? That's one rotation. But when I first started throwing, I had a much different throw, much different stance, much different release, everything. And I was throwing about 4 to 5 feet further than that line, because I was just throwing by myself and I didn't know any better. Obviously, the closer you are, the more accurate you're going to be and better in competition, right? But at the time, that's where I was sticking knives from. You don't get any points if you don't stick your knife. So I always encourage people, don't worry about scooting up to that line. Just throw where you throw from. It's weird in competition if someone's standing like 3 feet in front of you and you're behind them, but that's just where you are. Over time, you will learn different grips, releases, stances, and all this. You may even change knives that spin quicker. So, yeah, that's something to keep in mind too. But and I do like how they do that in Europe. But as someone that hosts a throw and plans the event, that is so many trophies. That is first, second, and third for each distance, and that's a lot. I mean, and I get it. It gets more people involved, and they get to be stoked about something. I understand that, but I am not making that many trophies, and I like the way we do it in America. Okay. How long have we been on? Okay. All right. Let's see. Does anybody have any recommendations? Something that you'd like to see at the end of every one of my live streams? I always do trick shots. So last 10 minutes or so, we'll do a trick shot. But Humphrey. Oh, correct. Thank you, Humphrey. I forgot to mention that. Yes, you can throw no spin, half spin, rotation. It's just, if you can stick your knife from wherever, you can. I don't know about the rules, but you probably can't kick them. But, I'm just going to kick all my knives. That'd be pretty funny. Do they watch the throw in slow-mo or check rotations? No, no one does. It's basically, you can tell a lot of times. But, these throws that we go to, it's more like a family reunion. No one's there to, get one over on somebody. Some of the throws do have cash prizes, like the World Championship in Pembroke, Canada. Someone probably could get away with it, but it just hasn't ever been an issue. Online, there's online competitions, and you got to watch those sneaky people. What's up, Talus the Raider? All right, I'll do some throwing. Okay, so let's see if I can no spin these big suckers, right? these are actually really nice. That little bump right there is what we call a trigger, and it's just really nice for my finger. I'm throwing open hand grip like this. Barely. Got another question, Dave? Yep, exactly, Charlie. Yeah. Hey, Charlie, thank you for watching, dude. I miss you. I hope you can make the Danger Fest sometime. This is the 10-year anniversary. We do not... Wow, these actually throw very good for being so big. The tapered handle works pretty good. I'm surprised. I don't think I've thrown these. Reading the knife. Oh, I think I understand what you're saying. Okay, so if we're talking about rotation and you're a new thrower and you want to find your distance. Okay, so here's what I do for one rotation. This probably will not work for you because I'm 6'3" and I got a big stride, but everybody's a little different, but you can practice it and get pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, spin. This should be my one rotation. I'm hitting with the wrong foot forward. I stepped with the wrong foot, but. And then the next thing that Don was talking about, I'm assuming, is how to see if of course, if you're sticking your knife, that's awesome. But this is a perfect stick, perpendicular. That's what you want right there. If you're hitting handle down constantly, that means you're too close. You need to back up a little bit. We're talking like inches. 2 inches, 2 to 4 inches is what you want to move. So that's too close. This is a little bit too far. Underspin is always better than overspin. The overspin, the weight of the handle can pull the knife out. You're going to have much better chances of sticking your knife if it's handle down. Also, you can think about the blade is cleaving in like a meat cleaver, chopping in like an axe. Man, you guys got some good questions tonight. Holy shit. Humidity is definitely a factor. For instance, the World Championship used to be held in Austin, Texas, every other year. So every other year we would go to Texas to compete. And if you're not used to that heat, the humidity is terrible, man. So there's a way of getting around that. But it has, mixed reviews on how good it works. You can use talcum powder or baby powder or whatever to make sure it releases from your hand well. But the problem with that is too much moisture is going to make it like cake in your hand. So it becomes a problem. So you need like 2 things I always tell everybody to take to a competition. Talcum powder, wet wipes. Wet wipes are huge. I don't see a lot of people use those too often, but wet wipes are huge. I'll make a video about that sometime. What to take to a competition. What would it help you? Actually, one of my old friends, he had an old knife throwing channel on YouTube. It's called Epic Blade Time. You guys should go check it out. Epic Blade Time. It's where I got a lot of my information when I first started throwing. He is an excellent rotational thrower, excellent knife thrower in general, but he has a lot of very good information that I learned a lot from back in the day. So Epic Blade Time, check it out. He hasn't posted in years, but there's a lot of good info there. Yeah, some more no spin. I think this is a good angle, right? I cannot believe how good these throw. These are sick. That's, okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of a walk back here. These are incredible. Bad throw. Oh, I cannot believe how good these are. Man, don't sleep on these knives. I don't know. Just use baby powder. Don't eat it.
And then IDK says, why do you like knives as a hobby?
Why do I like knives as a hobby? Because I'm a man. No, I just always, since I was a kid, I've been fascinated with weapons. Check out my wall. I got swords. I got like a dozen pairs of nunchucks or so, you know. I just like guns and knives and swords and bow staffs and, yeah, America. See that flag right there? Yeah, we do a lot of karate out in the garage. All right, let's try some long distance stuff. Let's really test these knives out. Oh, you're good. You're good. Be throwing from 7 meters. Dude, that's crazy. The only thing I'm really worried about is handle scales. So if I hit these, I'm gonna punch myself in the face. Whoa. Dude, these are so good. I did not expect that.
That second one is like a laser.
Dude, they are really, really good. That little trigger there and like the taper. Man. Yeah, these are amazing. Oh, there we go. So, the second to last one there, I pushed too much. So the knife basically just flew like this the whole time. That's when you know you're doing too much. Your technique is too good. You need to back it off a little bit. Wow. I am pleasantly surprised here. All right, let's test all the techniques from back here. Right? I'm going to alternate from rotation to half spin to no spin. All right. Where else on YouTube can you see this much skill? I don't know.
He said I see a 7-meter no spin cast.
I can do it. I can do it. I just don't know if you guys have time. No, yeah. I'll do it. I'll promise.
Maybe I've been a really long username that wants to know what your PR for longest length thrown with accuracy personal record.
Well, I set the world record back in 2016. I had the world record for the longest knife throwing competition. Throwing at home and throwing in competition is a big difference, but I believe my throw is 68 feet and so many inches. And then the guy right behind me, my biggest rival and very good friend, Paul Macaron, stuck a 74-foot 6-inch throw. So he took the world championship. I had it for like 5 minutes, but it was cool. It was a really cool moment. I haven't seen that video in a while. I'm gonna have to look for that. It's awesome. But let's do that again. I'm gonna start with no spin this time. That was a bad throw. I'm gonna do it again. So I don't know if you saw me, but before my rotational throw, I had to look down. It really, really matters. Instinctive throwing with rotation, it is possible. It's just very difficult to do. There's different ways of gripping the knife. You can put your thumb on the spine. But I'm gonna go grab these. And I've never done it with these knives, but I'm gonna show you one rotation from anywhere. I'm gonna try to do one rotation from anywhere.
Charlie Reed said on Let's Go Old School and on the trick shot with a hat stick. And someone else agreed.
A hat?
A hat stick.
So interesting that you said that. I've never done it. In all my years of throwing, I've never done the hat trick. And maybe. So I kind of want to save that. I do want to save that actually, because I've never done it, and I know it's like one of the most done tricks, but. Also, I don't have a hat out here that I want to burn. Okay, so screw it. We'll just go ahead and try it from back here. Okay, so my underhand one rotation is the exact same as my underhand half spin. It's just twice the amount of motion. So here's my grip right here. This is what I show everybody to get them used to it. So this is what you practice. Sliding your hand off so the knife stays flat in the air, just like that. And then you kind of get used to that motion, especially from further back. You really need to be able to feel that from your hand. This is half spin. So it's the same grip from the handle. It's because I'm using my thumb and my finger to do this just a little bit. It's really subtle. So I'm gonna try underhand one rotation from the handle. Ooh, that was close. Okay, so those first two were under rotating, so that's good. That means I could back up if I wanted to. And then the third one, it was just, but let's see if we can replicate it. Yeah. Man, I like these knives. Thank you, Brandon McElfish. Nice crest. Okay, hold on. So you just saw me do it from here. Let's test if it's instinctive. I'll just go ahead and try it from here. I don't know where I'm at. Ah. Okay, I was using my wrist a little too much. Well, I need to slow it down a little bit. Got all the stuff. Okay. All I gotta do is slow it down now. I know. Knife throwing.
Apollo would like to know, how often do you break knife tips?
Never. I never break knife tips. You either snap a knife in half because it's too hard, or the tip is just bends over, and then you just like knife on knife action that really deforms the tip, and then you just file it back. Tips do not break. Throwing knives are very different than a real knife. A real knife, it's like this knife here. That one, I'll snap the tip off of that. Look how thin that is. I could snap the tip off of that because this is hardened to keep an edge for cutting. So it's very, very different. No, you know what? I just lied. I lied. I did snap the tip off last summer. But it's a throwing knife, but it's also made to hold an edge, and I hit concrete with it. It was one of Jason Johnson's baby tooths that he sent me, and I was abusing them. I either hit a knife on knife, or I'm pretty sure it hit the concrete, and that's why I have carpet and foam down. I'm trying to mitigate that because throwing outside, you really don't have to worry about that. But yeah, it does. It happens. Yeah, did you really? This is the tip. At the hole. there was no hole or nothing there. That's rare. Usually when a knife breaks, it's right at some kind of hole, whether it's in the blade or in the handle for scales, or a knife breaks where there's a sharp point somehow, like where someone does a grind and it turns into a sharp 90-degree angle or some kind of point, or like water jet stuff. If there's like a design or something in the blade, that's where it's gonna break as well. But you know, throwing knives is the worst thing you can do to a knife. It's the most abusive thing. You know, batoning. I would say that throwing them is worse than batoning. Okay, all right. 649. All right, let's do a trick shot. You guys want to see no spin, rotation, or half spin? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna grab myself a little beverage. All right, I'm gonna make an executive decision here. We're gonna change it a little bit. I usually do can tricks. We toss a can and pin him to the target. My little brother's here. Well, he's not so little, but my brother's here. His nickname is Danger Light. So you're gonna see Danger Light in action. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pin a can out of his hand. How about that? Is YouTube still watching? Don't tell YouTube.
What do you want? Middle? Don't warm up, you just get it.
Let me throw one. One more. My line.
Yeah, we'll go one more.
Okay. If I do this, and if you guys that are watching that aren't that aren't subscribed, I'd really appreciate a whatever. Let men be men. All right, here we go. I'm gonna pin this can out of his hand.
It's so close to first. You want me to touch it? You can follow through a little bit of it.
Yeah. Small adjustment there, you know. That's a dead center knife, though. Look at this angle. Look at that angle, man. Here, let me take you down a little bit. You can almost put a ruler on it, but there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. That concludes the session for tonight, but keep in mind, if you're watching this your first time, every first Thursday of every month, we give away $100 to my sponsor, Delta to Alpha. There we go. Delta to Alpha is my sponsor, and there's a website with all knife designs, a lot of different people's knife designs on there. $100 gift card. Just be involved. Watch the first Thursday of every month, and you may have a chance to win $100 to anything on the website. They have jeans, t-shirts, covert operations materials like throwing knives, real knives, all kinds of stuff. So really appreciate everybody watching, and yeah, see you in the next one. Peace.